FrameMaker has extremely powerful graphics, and today we're going to learn a keyboard shortcut that you'll want to use very frequently. I'm going to go ahead and import a graphic, and the graphic that I want to import is this one right here. I previously have made a screen capture, and it's of this little Find button, and I want to use this as a baseline graphic that will move with the text. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and import the graphic. And in FrameMaker, whenever you import a graphic, it automatically creates an anchored frame. Now, by default, it will go to 96 DPI or whatever the screen capture was. I'm going to change it to smaller to 150. However, notice when I do that, that as a default, the graphic goes below the line and centered. And what I'd like to do is to automatically resize that anchored frame to be exactly the size of my graphic. This is done with 3 keystrokes. They're all lowercase, and you press them one at a time. Escape, M, P, like in map, and that actually automatically resizes your graphic, and it actually looks pretty good. I'm almost where I want to be. However, I don't want this sitting quite on the baseline. I want to move it down a little bit. So I'm going to hold the Alt key and press the cursor down arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, about to there. That would make me happy. That's about what I'd like that to be. Now at this point, I could go ahead and just copy this over and over again. And this is a reference graphic, by the way. If we go ahead and take a look at object properties, we'll see that it does have a path. This is actually referenced. It's external to the document. But I'd like to go a little bit step further. Besides having a paragraph catalog, in FrameMaker 11, we introduced something called an object properties catalog, and here's what that's for. Because I'm going to be using the same type of anchored frame over and over again, I'd like to have it have a name style that I could universally update. So I'm going to go to my object style designer while I have that selected, and then anything that takes place under graphics or anchored frames can be controlled. Now you'll notice that when I choose anchored frame, it already shows that it's going -2 points above the baseline. That's from that manual adjustment I did. So I need to give this a particular name. I'm going to call this key find. And this is going to become a saved style that I can use over and over again. Now that I've done that, you'll see that key find appears in my object catalog. And if I click on it, ta-da, it's been applied. And you'll see that there's a little checkbox next to it. Okay, so now that I've done this, excuse me, I can copy this. And whenever I want to use this, I can simply add a space and paste it in place. And it's giving me exactly the base alignment that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and create 4 or 5 of these. Okay, and I'll do maybe one up here. There we go. Now, the advantage of this is, let's say that I wanted to make this a little bit different. You know, maybe instead of -2, I want it to be -3 points. So something that I could do is go ahead with this key find and go into Graphic, Object Style Designer, and it's going to remember that I've got key find selected. And I'm going to go back to anchored frame. And instead of being -2 points, I think I might want it to be -3 points. So I'm going to go ahead and click Update All. And as I do that, as I do the Update All, that actually just makes a very, very slight adjustment. It's not that obvious, but there we go. Now that I let go, you can see that they've all moved down so slightly. So I was able to globally update them in that way. Because this is an externally referenced graphic, and we can actually see that in our insets pod down here, you know, the little file that I've got in here, which has got the name find. Here you can see it appearing multiple times. And as I click on it, it takes me there. The other thing that we can also do is to actually modify the graphic itself. And so this graphic was done with a screen capture program called, and if I go ahead and open up that program, I could use this to make a quick change to that external graphic, and it will change everywhere. So I'm going to go to color, and I'm going to change this to grayscale. I'm going to save it. There we go. And I'm going to save the file, so the file has been saved. Go ahead and do that. And now as I redisplay my page, you can see that every one of these has changed to grayscale. So this is just a quick summary of what you can do. And as a reminder, just do it one more time. I'm going to go ahead and bring in that graphic again and remind you that the way that we resized it was with the command escape MP. And then we took those additional steps. This concludes our brief FrameMaker demonstration.